Have you ever seen a building so futuristic, so surreal, that it makes you wonder if it actually belongs in our world? A place that looks more like a scene from science fiction than something you could actually walk into? That's the effect Marina Bay Sands has on millions of people every year. In Singapore, right on the edge of the bay, 3 massive towers rise like giants, their tops connected by what looks like a giant ship floating in the air. And this is not just any ship. It's the SkyPark, home to the most famous infinity pool in the world, hanging 200 meters above the ground. This is Marina Bay Sands, and today we're going deep into the incredible story of how it was imagined, how it was built, and why it's one of the most unbelievable wonders of modern luxury on the planet. But first, here is a question for you. What would drive a small island nation to spend nearly $6 billion on a hotel complex? Was it a gamble? Was it a vision? Or was it simply madness? Let's find out. To understand Marina Bay Sands, we need to go back to the early 2000s. Singapore was already known as a powerful hub of trade, finance, and shipping. But the government saw something else: the potential to transform Singapore into one of the world's top tourist destinations. The problem: Singapore didn't have the natural beaches of Thailand. It didn't have the history of Rome. It didn't have the wild nightlife of Las Vegas. So what could it offer? The answer was bold. If Singapore couldn't rely on nature, it would build its own wonders, not just attractions, icons, and Marina Bay Sands was to become the centerpiece of that plan. The government invited proposals for an integrated resort, one that would combine a hotel, casino, convention center, theaters, shops, restaurants, and entertainment, all in one. The kind of resort that would make people say, "You haven't seen Singapore until you've been there." And out of this vision came one of the most daring architectural challenges of modern times. Enter Moshe Safdie, the Israeli-Canadian architect known for bold and futuristic designs. When he first saw the site, an empty stretch of reclaimed land along Marina Bay, he knew the project had to be something dramatic, something that would define Singapore's skyline. His inspiration? A deck of cards. Yes, you heard that right. Safdie said he imagined 3 towers, slightly tilted like playing cards leaning against one another. On top, he placed a sky garden, a massive platform connecting them all, like a bridge to the future. When he showed his concept, some thought it was impossible. Others thought it was crazy, but Singapore wanted bold, and bold was exactly what they got. Now, here's where the story gets jaw-dropping. The SkyPark on top of Marina Bay Sands is over 340 meters long. That's longer than the Eiffel Tower is tall, and it sits on 3 separate towers, balanced with an enormous 66-meter-long cantilever that stretches into the sky with no visible support beneath it. How do you even build something like that? The answer? Precision engineering at a scale most people can't even imagine. Engineers had to account for the natural sway of the towers in the wind. Each tower moves slightly. So the SkyPark was built in massive steel sections that were lifted by cranes and carefully aligned with expansion joints that allow it to flex and shift. Think about this. If the towers moved too much in different directions, the structure could crack. But the design was so precise, so carefully balanced, that the SkyPark works almost like a living thing, adapting to wind, weather, and the natural motion of the towers beneath it. And then there's the pool. The infinity pool on top is 150 meters long. It's the largest elevated pool in the world, and when you swim to the edge, all you see is the city skyline stretching endlessly before you. It looks like the water flows straight into the horizon, but don't worry, there's actually a hidden ledge and catchment system, so you won't fall off the edge of the world. Step inside Marina Bay Sands, and the sense of scale doesn't stop. The hotel alone has more than 2,500 rooms and suites spread across the 3 towers. It's one of the largest hotels in Asia. The atrium inside the towers is the tallest in the world. When you walk in, you feel like you're standing in the middle of a futuristic cathedral of glass and steel. The ceilings rise high above you, light floods the space, and everything feels bigger than life. But this isn't just about size, it's about luxury. Some suites have private gyms, personal butler service, and views that stretch across the entire city. Rooms can cost thousands of dollars a night, especially during Formula One weekends, when Marina Bay Sands becomes the center of the world's attention. And then there's the casino, the beating heart of the resort's financial power. The casino floor alone is larger than 4 football fields. With more than 600 tables and 1,500 slot machines, it's one of the most profitable casinos on Earth. But here is something most people don't know. Singapore didn't want its own citizens to get addicted to gambling. So they imposed a rule. Singaporeans and permanent residents have to pay an entry fee just to step inside. Tourists, however, can enter for free. It's a fascinating balance, using the casino to draw international money while protecting locals from falling into debt. But Marina Bay Sands is more than just a hotel and casino. It's an entire entertainment city. There's a massive convention center capable of hosting world leaders, global summits, and concerts. There are 2 large theaters where Broadway musicals, concerts, and international shows are performed. And then there's the shopping mall, the Shoppers at Marina Bay Sands. But calling it a shopping mall feels unfair. This is a luxury paradise. Louis Vuitton, Chanel, Gucci, Prada, every high-end brand you can think of is here. There are even canals running through the mall where you can take a gondola ride inside the building. And right next door, the ArtScience Museum, a stunning white lotus-shaped building that looks like it says floating on the bay. Inside, exhibitions range from cutting-edge technology to blockbuster art shows. It's the cultural counterpart to the luxury of the hotel. Now let's talk about money. Marina Bay Sands cost a staggering $5.5 billion to build. At the time, it was the most expensive standalone property in the world. To put that into perspective, that's more than the GDP of some small countries. But here's the twist: the investment paid off. Marina Bay Sands quickly became one of the most profitable resorts in the world, generating billions in revenue every year. For Singapore, it wasn't just a hotel, it was a symbol, a gamble that turned into a jackpot. Since its opening in 2010, Marina Bay Sands has become the icon of Singapore. You see it on postcards, in movies, in Instagram posts from celebrities. It's been featured in Transformers, Dark of the Moon. It played a role in Crazy Rich Asians. It even showed up in Skyfall, the James Bond film. When people think of Singapore now, they think of Marina Bay Sands. It's more than a building. It's the face of a nation. But what's it like to actually be there? To walk through those glass halls? To ride the elevators up to the SkyPark? To swim in that legendary infinity pool? Visitors describe it as surreal. The view from the top is unlike anything else. On one side, you see the futuristic skyline of Singapore. On the other, the open sea. At night, the city glows with lights, and the pool becomes the ultimate backdrop for photos. It's a place where luxury meets fantasy. A place where, for a moment, you feel like you're on top of the world. So what does Marina Bay Sands mean in the bigger picture? It shows us what's possible when ambition meets design, when a country dares to dream bigger than its size. Singapore is a small island with no natural resources. And yet, by investing in bold projects like Marina Bay Sands, it turned itself into a global hub for tourism, finance, and culture. The resort is more than a luxury playground. It's a symbol of resilience, creativity, and vision. A reminder that even the boldest dreams can take shape in concrete, steel, and glass. So, why does Marina Bay Sands matter? Because it's not just a hotel. It's not just a casino. It's a story about daring to imagine the impossible and then building it. From the floating SkyPark to the infinity pool in the clouds to the luxury that defines every corner of the complex, Marina Bay Sands is a hidden wonder of modern architecture. And the next time you see a photo of those 3 towers with a ship floating on top, remember this: what looks impossible, what looks like a dream, is very, very real. This is Marina Bay Sands, the luxury hotel that redefined a nation and a wonder that continues to amaze the world.